In this month's interactive whiteboard activity, we're going to be using the Mimio Notebook software again, and just like last month, we're going to start off by putting background colour and a grid on the screen so we can see where to position their board. Using the shape tool, we're going to draw a square on the board, and then we're going to copy and paste this and replicate it 16 times. We've got a 4x4 game board. Normally noughts and crosses is played on a 3x3 board, but we want to practice more vocabulary, so 16 squares will allow us to put in 16 different phrasal verbs. Once we've positioned all 16 squares in the 4x4 board, we want to select all the squares together and then, using the right-click menu, lock them onto the background. At this point we can also hide the grid that we put there earlier. Now we need to add the first letters of each phrasal verb to the 16 boxes. I'm going to change the text colour to white so it shows up against the blue background, and the font size to 48 so it fills up most of the square. For each phrasal verb there's going to be a new page in the flip chart which contains a definition and a picture to help students. So I'm going to put a new page, a new background, and add the text of the definition. When we've got the text, we can use the screen clipping tool to add a picture from an internet site. At this point we could also add some multiple choice options for the students to have additional support, and we could hide them behind the picture, only revealing the help if they need it. Next we need to add an object which is going to provide a link back to the board game page. I'm going to use an arrow for this, change the colour and the thickness, and put it on the page. When you've got the arrow on the page, you need to select it and use the right-click menu to add a hyperlink. The hyperlink is just going to be a link back to the first page. So this link takes us back to the board game page, and we need to do the same thing with the phrasal verb, add a hyperlink to take us to the definition page. Now all that remains to complete the game board is to replicate this procedure for the other 15 phrasal verbs. In class we can ask a student to be the games master and be in control of the board, and we can play the game in 2 or 3 teams, with teams choosing a phrasal verb, reading the definition, and trying to guess the phrasal verb and use it in a correct sentence. If they use it correctly, then their team wins that square, and the idea is to get 3 correct squares in a line.